everyone, and welcome back to our energy check-in. We're getting ready to do the next set of signs, which are Aquarius through to Taurus. I've already recorded the readings for Libra to Capricorn. I'll go ahead and make sure I link that video in the description box in case you want to check one of those signs out. I do encourage you to listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign and any other important planetary placements that you're feeling called to listen to. As always, I'll include the timestamps in the description box below as well, so you can go ahead and jump straight to your reading. So with all of that being said, we are going to go ahead and get started right away. So we're going to get started with Aquarius today. So let's see, I'm going to give these cards a little shuffle. I've already cleansed and cleared them. Oh my God. This is embarrassing. I'm already starting to drop the cards. Yesterday it was such a shit show, the amount of times I dropped these cards. I don't know what's with the clumsiness. I'll try to, I don't know. Maybe it's my shuffling is aggressive. I don't know. I'll try to be mindful of it. Okay. All right. So let's see, Aquarius. What's coming up for you? And that card definitely didn't fall on the ground, just so you know. All right, let's see. I'm sensing you guys are in a very serious mentality right now, like kind of looking at the facts of the situation and acting accordingly, trying to remove any emotion out of it. You're just really trying to act from a very logical place right now, which is very Aquarian, might I add. Okay. So yeah, Aquarius, this is actually really good energy because it just looks like you guys are being very practical, very realistic as it pertains to navigating your physical reality, your financial situation, what you have to show for yourself, like what the work that you've done has provided you thus far. I think you are really trying to get yourself to a good place financially if you're not already there. I do see that this is something that's heavily on your mind, is like, okay, what do I have to do to be financially stable, to be able to take care of my own needs? I'm hearing deficiency needs, to be able to meet your own deficiency needs. So these are things having to do with just basic human survival, like food, shelter, water. And I think you just want to be in a good place, in a stable place, having those things met, because you want to be able to have enough time and enough energy to focus on putting attention into your dreams, because getting our needs met, like getting our survival needs met, doesn't necessarily mean that we're living out our dreams. Sometimes, we do have to work a job that maybe we don't love or it's not our dream, but it's a necessity because you need it to survive, you need it to live, you need it to get by. And so I think your focus right now is really on getting yourself to a place where you're able to provide those things for yourself so that you then have the time and space and energy to be able to focus on your dream, like what it is that actually feels meaningful to you, feels purposeful to you, what it is that you actually feel connected to, what it is that you actually want to do, something you love. I love this energy because I'm seeing that right now the way you're perceiving it is like it's possible. It's possible for me to live out my dreams. It's possible for me to do what I love. I think it's Maslow's pyramid, is it? Or Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where it talks about like your physiological needs, your safety needs, and naturally being able to provide these things for yourself gives you a sense of self-esteem. And then at the top of that pyramid is self-actualization. So I'm seeing that your focus really is on getting out of survival mode and into thriving mode. At the end of the day, your survival needs, it's going to take precedence over your growth and development needs. So those things need to be secured. So I think you really are seeing like this hierarchy of needs very clearly. So yeah, I feel like you want to get yourself in a good place. You want to, be healthy. You want to take care of your body, of your safety, your security, your finances. Make sure that you have a place to sleep, food to eat. And I think right now that's definitely the focus for you. But like I said, I really like it because it's like, even though you understand this, like this hierarchy of needs, you're not just like, oh, well, this is life and I can't focus on my dreams, on what I want for myself, what I ultimately want for myself, what my wish fulfillment is. I'm seeing that you're very open to knowing that it's a possibility for you, and you're very optimistic that you're gonna get there. And you're still like keeping the door open and holding hope and staying optimistic, like I said, about being in a good place so that you can be in the position to follow your dreams and to individuate. But Spirit is asking you to connect more with your intuition and to trust yourself more, because I do see you being like in a really strong mental energy, like where you are just trying to be very logical and you are just being very matter of fact about things. But it might be a little more difficult for you to connect to your inner knowingness, to connect to your intuition, to have self-trust. It's like maybe you feel like you have to have it all mapped out. And while that is like a smart way to go about it, Spirit also wants you to make room for them, like they want you to know like you are not alone. There's things that you don't know, there's things that are yet to be revealed that you can't take into account because you simply don't know it yet, or you haven't uncovered it yet. Or they want to let you know like that they are here and they are, kind of moving some pieces for you as well. And they are trying to guide your path and give you signs and synchronicities and trying to connect with you that way as well. But I feel like maybe currently in this moment, you might be missing it, or you're just totally disconnected from that side of yourself, because again, like you're in this very strong mental energy right now that's overpowering what's underneath the surface. So instead of maybe seeking advice from others, Spirit wants to remind you to keep your own counsel. This is a time to try to practice connecting with your own intuition and trusting yourself, and maybe being very private about what you're doing, not revealing, your plans, or running things by other people, or taking other people's advice, listening to other people, thinking that other people know more than you. These are all very good qualities to have. It's really good for us to seek advice outside of ourselves sometimes, from people that we respect or that, we consider to have a level of expertise in something that can advise us well. But right now, Spirit wants you to recognize that the best person that knows more than anyone else is you. You know best. The best person you can take advice from right now is from yourself. So they really want you to like pay attention to your inner wisdom, to your own intuition, and just listen. Listen and gather information, because I feel like it is going to guide you. It could be coming through in dreams, so maybe pay attention to your dreams. Or maybe you do want to start like a meditation practice or journaling, something that's going to be quiet, that's going to kind of like encourage you to be still, to be quiet, so that you can get yourself in a relaxed state. Because when you're in this relaxed state is when things can come through. Just information that you can't really explain like where it's coming from. It's just coming from inside, from within, from God, source, the universe, whatever it is you want to call it. Spirit really wants you to also not lose sight of that work as you focus on meeting your deficiency needs and getting yourself in a stable place where you're taken care of and you have everything that you need and more. This could be a much smoother, easier process if you're able to connect to your intuition and listen to your intuition and follow your intuition, as well as, use your mind and your intellect. When you're able to incorporate both, that's when it's an ideal situation. But when you're only incorporating the mind, then it often happens that we shut down our intuition because we're so like focused on logic and being able to make sense out of things. But then you're not really open to the undercurrents, like the messages that you're receiving from an unexplainable source. It's just like an inner knowingness or information that comes through synchronicity, signs, dreams, meditations, visions, epiphanies that you have. Spirit really, really wants you to trust in yourself, because they're saying like that you truly lack this. Like you're truly not in touch with yourself. Like you don't trust yourself. You don't have like that self-confidence to trust in your inner wisdom. And so you're completely disconnected from that side of you. And maybe you are always kind of looking externally for answers, for advice, for direction. But Spirit is saying it's not going to come externally from anyone else. It's going to come from you, from inside of you. So, try whenever you feel like you want to reach out, or you want to try to like get information outside of yourself, or get opinions, get advice, talk to people about your plans and whatever. Like take that as an activity, like an exercise of, oh, nope, I know that that's not what I should be doing right now. Instead of going with that impulse, what am I feeling? What am I feeling inside? If I had to ask myself, and I only had myself to ask, what is the answer that I would come up with? Spirit is saying that you're capable. You have enough life experience. You've accumulated enough of your own wisdom to be able to navigate your own life. You don't have to rely on other people that you think know more than you and stuff like that. They want you to rely on you, on yourself, not only to meet your own deficiency needs, but also to connect to your intuition, to your inner counsel, your inner wisdom, to be able to just trust yourself with the solutions that you come up with on your own. Because this is how you start engaging with life and engaging with your process. And this is how you start uncovering like how you receive information and how you communicate with the divine. You have to engage, you have to participate in it to see how it works. So it's kind of like, look at it like a game, I'm hearing the game of life. I don't know. So it's like, you have to look at it like, okay, I'm gonna try something different, because you want to learn how it is that you receive messages from source, from the divine, how it is that they communicate with you. You want to decode that language because it's unique for everyone. And so now it's really a time for you to explore that, see how that happens for you, because then you're going to start getting more comfortable connecting with the divine and trusting the divine. You're going to know how it is that they communicate. Like maybe it's through music, or maybe it's through like license plate numbers, I don't know, or books. You're going to start kind of being able to put the pieces together and start figuring out how you connect to the divine, how you connect to your own intuition, how you can communicate with source, how it is that you receive messages, and how to stay on path. So Spirit does want you to work on your spirituality, do spiritual practices, and be open and receptive to communicate with the universe. And the more you do it, the more you're going to be comfortable, and the more you're going to trust the messages that you're receiving, and the more that relationship strengthens. And then it's not like, I don't know, is this all just in my head? I don't know, am I just making this stuff up? It's less of that and more knowingness. You're not just guessing, giving into, well, it's just wishful thinking. What am I actually doing? This is crazy. But eventually, it's going to just become like second nature, like unshakable. Your experiences are really going to wow you. It's like you're going to have those kind of experiences that it's just unexplainable. You're just going to know that you're communicating with God. It comes through synchronicities and like unexplainable events where it can seem like a coincidence, but then you're just like, that was way too perfect to be a coincidence. And then once you know that coincidences don't exist, you'll start to see like, oh, maybe that wasn't just a coincidence. That was a message. That was a sign. That was Spirit directly communicating with me. And the more you have those experiences, like I said, like the more you're building up that confidence, and the more that internal relationship with God strengthens and becomes unshakable. and the more you become unfuckable with, you know, is the word I'm hearing. So for many of you, you've already gotten yourself in this place where you are feeling financially stable, but maybe you're kind of stuck here at this plateau because you're not letting your intellect, you're not letting your mind get out of your own way. When you're focused too much on the intellect, on logic, on trying to put things in categories and boxes, trying to make sense out of things, you can miss the magic, you know? You can overlook it. So this is just your friendly reminder to connect to intuition. Sometimes intuition doesn't make sense. Sometimes you just can't explain it. You know, you can't explain how you got your answer through a song that was playing on the radio or a billboard that you drove past at the perfect moment that you asked a question and there it is. It's unexplainable. So those are the kind of events you want to look out for because it's showing you something, and it's how you can connect to like how God wants to give you messages and how they communicate with you, and just start kind of diving into that world a little bit. So this is really beautiful energy, Aquarius. This is honestly super fun. It's like, look at it like a game, you know? It's also going to ask of you to be very present in the moment, because that's how you're able to kind of see the signs and the synchronicities and catch them. And I think it really is like you really are going to get answers, and you really are about to be like wowed, and you're going to experience crazy synchronicities, and it's going to help you feel very optimistic about your future, and it's going to help you to connect to what is meaningful for you. It's going to help you to connect to your purpose and to start manifesting really good things for yourself in your life, because it's going to be like guiding you and nudging you towards your path, your highest potential, your truth. It's really going to guide you towards your happiness. And I don't know, it looks so good. Like it just looks like you're going to be very optimistic. You're going to trust in what you're doing, where you're being led, because like I said, it's something you can't explain. It's like magic. And you are going to feel very, very comfortable, safe, secure, and you are going to have everything you need. All of your needs are going to be met, and not only are your needs going to be met, but you're going to be in a position where you can help other people as well. Like your cup is going to runneth over. And it just seems like you're going to have like this really like higher understanding or higher perspective on how to master your material world. And you're going to see that this is a huge component, is being able to connect to yourself, to your intuition, to God, to source, to that which is unseen, unknown, incomprehensible. Like it's a huge component to being successful in your material reality. And you're going to have like a higher level of understanding or like knowledge or wisdom to speak, to share, because like you would have already gone through it. So yeah, it looks so good for you, Aquarius. I love this energy. Very empowering. You're definitely like on your hero's journey. You're making it happen for yourself. So you can take a look in the mirror and thank yourself, because you're doing it for you. You're going to get yourself there. So keep it up, stay on path. You're on track. And yeah, those were your messages. So Aquarius, I truly hope that served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope to be able to read for you again very soon. Take good care of yourselves. And we are going to now be moving on to the next sign, which is Pisces. So let's see, Pisces, what's going on for you? Oh. I'm going to pull the rest of your cards just to have the full spread out here. Okay, Pisces. So current energies for you could be that you are working in a group of people. You're working together alongside others, trying to achieve a common goal. You're putting your skills to use within a group dynamic, or just really focusing like on something that's work related, or building up some kind of creative project potentially. And I just think that you really want to be acknowledged and seen for what you bring to the table, for the skills that you have. But right now there is like a strong group focus here. And I think there is a strong need for you to kind of maintain the focus on the group versus like on your role and the part that you individually play. Maybe there are people in your group dynamic that are not on your level, and that right now you're kind of being asked to help them because it's like you have some kind of wisdom or some kind of experience, something that's going to help them on their journey. And it's like you're working together with them. So it's in your best interest to be able to like help them, because when you help them and they progress, it's like directly influencing you and your progress as well, because you guys are like a group, you're working together. So I think right now a strong focus is for you to be able to communicate like your wisdom, whatever it is that you know, your expertise, and to like be a leader in this group, like to guide this group. Because I'm not necessarily saying that you want to, like I am seeing you in very like independent energy, and like you only want to focus on yourself, and like you want to build up your own skills so that you can bring it to the group and, you know, do your part. But you are being called to like teach and to be a teacher and to communicate certain truths, to communicate wisdom, to help others that are in this group with you, like working closely with you. You are being asked to guide them, and you are being asked to be like very compassionate towards them and to be very understanding of them and where they're at, and to have patience and not do the work for them, like not do the work for them, but to be able to guide them, to give them good advice. And this is how you shine in this situation. This is your role, because like you're looking for your role. You're looking for how you can contribute and how you can put your skills to use. And Spirit is saying this is how, by communicating these higher truths, this higher knowledge, to be able to teach them, guide them. It could be very spiritual truths, religious truths, but like whatever it is that you have to say, or whatever knowledge it is that you have, it can really lift like a heavy load and help people out of stagnation and help people out of like this heartbreak energy. It's like you can help people navigate their way through that, work their way through that. Maybe you do have like deep healer energy, like you can be a therapist, and either you don't know it, or you don't perceive yourself in that way, or you're just like kind of not in that place where, you know, you want to, or you have a lot of patience for people. But Spirit really is asking you to hold space and to communicate this higher knowledge, this higher intelligence, because it looks like you have a direct connection to Source, to God. And maybe you have a gift too for like being able to communicate it. And then I feel like you can help people move past something difficult, you know, overcome something that they were like stuck in for a really long time. And I also feel like you communicate it in a fun way. And that's why they're saying like that you are perfect for this, because not only do you have access to this information, to this knowledge, not only do you understand it, and are you able to teach it, are you able to relay the messages, the teachings, whatever, but you're doing it in a way that is easy to understand, in a way that's exciting and interesting, in a way that people really are drawn to. And I don't know, like you have power, you know, you really have power in the way that you communicate. When you speak, you draw attention, like people listen. And I think it's because it's fun, or it's exciting, or it's like interesting. You're like gifted at it. Or maybe you are communicating some difficult things to process, but you're communicating it very effortlessly and in a way that's easy for people to grasp. Like maybe you have a knack for really putting it in layman's terms, and you being able to do that is really helping other people to level up and progress, especially these people that you work with or that are in really close proximity to you, that you have like a direct influence over. I feel like you might be teaching people how to leave the nest, or like how to have the courage to go their own way, so that they can find themselves aside from whatever traditions and religions and whatever it was that they were born into. It's like, I feel like maybe you're encouraging people to explore beyond that, to really get to know themselves and put themselves in the position to find their own truth versus having like a truth just handed down to them, you know, and then abiding by that truth, even though it doesn't work for them. I feel like you can be encouraging people to find their own truth, their own path, their own way, and to get out there into the world to do so, and to not be afraid to break free from whatever it was that they were, again, like born into, whatever the expectations are, whatever traditions, beliefs that were passed down. It's like you're able to communicate how to break free from that, how to break through, how to go beyond in a way that's not disrespectful, not to negate any of it, but to just like be open to explore more, to come up with your own conclusion. So yeah, Pisces, you have a strong message to share. This looks like mission work, like you have a mission. You're a gifted speaker, a gifted communicator, a gifted teacher. You have some kind of high-level understanding about something, and you're able to put it in terms that are easy to grasp, easy to understand. And this is what's going to draw people to you. Like, I feel like people are also going to really appreciate you for assisting in this way, for putting these kinds of skills to use, and they're going to really love what you do. I feel like you're going to have people that like can't wait to listen to you because they're going to learn so much from you, and they're really going to appreciate you because you are really going to help people elevate. And it's going to, like, I feel like you're going to make a lot of friends. And instead of hanging around people that you have to hang around with because it's like you guys are at work, you're going to start hanging around people for the joy of it, for fun, not because you have to, not because these are the people that like you work with, but because I feel like you're going to find true, genuine friendship and connection through doing this work, where it's not going to feel like work, you know, it's going to feel like just love and support. So yeah, I just think Spirit wants you to get out, like to get out there, because maybe you're the type of person that you don't like speak up a lot. You just get in there, you do what you have to do, you stay very quiet, you stay very internal, but you have such a wealth of wisdom and information that you could be sharing, and Spirit just wants you to like open up and talk and share and help people, because you truly have like the ability to do that. They want you to like be more compassionate, be more of service, like serving to this group of people, and trust yourself, like trust that you are fully equipped and qualified to do this, because maybe you can't, like you don't think that you are or something. And Spirit is like trying to let you know, like, yes, be confident in this. Like, you are a healer. People love you. Like, you're so comfortable to be around. You have a healing presence. When you speak, people listen to you. So it's time for you to be very warm, compassionate, and generous and caring, and to kind of like serve as a protector right now, and to be like a solid support system for those around you, to be some kind of like teacher or a spiritual leader, or like I said, like a therapist or something, or a psychologist, and to start expressing yourself, because you are very knowledgeable on these matters, and you do have a very strong intuition. And I think like you really are the voice of reason right now within this group. So Spirit is basically saying, step in, step in, step in. Okay, Pisces, you can do this. We need you out here. These were your messages. I truly hope these messages have served you. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me today. I truly hope to be able to read for you again very soon. Take good care of yourself, Pisces. And we will be moving on to the next sign, which is Aries. Let's see, Aries. What's coming up for you? Aries, I love it. We have Sun in Aries. Very fitting. Ooh. Let's see. You are focused right now, like on your happiness, on just like your ultimate happiness. You got a lot of cards. You got a lot of cards there, Aries. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at what's happening over here. Let me put this a little more centered. Let's see, Aries. So I am seeing that like you want to be on your path. Like you're just like, I want to be on my path, on my best and highest path. I want to feel happy about where I'm going and sure about where I'm going and sure about what I'm manifesting and about what I'm attracting to myself. You are thinking about your long-term happiness, the happily ever after, you know, like that outcome, that grand outcome. But Spirit is saying that this is actually a mistake to be focusing on the outcome. This is where this discomfort and this discontent or like this tension is like inside of you. I don't know if you're attaching yourself to a very specific outcome that you want to have, but Spirit is saying like you doing that, you're like blocking Spirit from blessing you, because you doing that, you're basically giving the message to Spirit like, I know best. I know what's best for me. I can see the bigger picture. I can see it all. I have the bird's eye view. And this is what I want my happiness to be. And unless I don't get this exact situation, then that's not what my happiness is. And that's not what I want. And so you're blocking like your blessings, because Spirit is like, well, how do you know that that's your highest path? How do you know that that's actually what you want? How do you know that that's going to be what like ultimately makes you the happiest? Spirit wants you to kind of take a step back, detach a little bit from what it is that you're putting all of your focus on, like being your ultimate happiness, because they're letting you know like you don't have all of the answers. There are things you cannot see. There are things that you do not know, and they want you to lower your guard so that they can get around you, you know? They're like, how can I bless you if you're literally like not letting me, you're not letting me get through? They want you to like start new, start fresh, kind of like in your mind, have a blank slate and erase whatever this is that you think is your ultimate fulfillment, is your ultimate happily ever after. They want you to be able to like detach from that, because you like sticking to that vision is what's hindering you, is what's causing like tension. It's making you defensive towards Spirit, towards your life, because it's like you're not considering that what if this isn't your path? Like what if this is just something that your ego wants, that your ego thinks it wants? Because the ego swears it knows everything, and it knows like, well, this is what I want and this is where my happiness lies, and until I don't have this, then I'm not happy. And so the ego is attaching itself to a specific outcome, and it's a problem, because again, they're saying like there's something here that you're not seeing clearly, or that you're missing information. They want you to be able to shift perspectives, and they do want you to be creative, and they do want you to be able to act on your ideas, but it's like as long as you have like the specific outcome in mind, it's affecting how you show up and how you act. And they're saying, no, that's not how it works. Just act on your ideas as they come without attaching it to any outcome. So whenever you feel inspired, whenever you're feeling a lot of energy towards something, they want you to act on that, but not because you're doing it with a specific outcome in mind, just because you're in the moment, you're present, and that's what's coming up. And so naturally you're going to act on that. And then, you know, you're going to act on that without necessarily knowing where it's all going, where it's all heading. And that's okay. You do have to trust. Spirit is asking you to trust in the process, trust in what you're feeling inside, to act on it without truly knowing where it's heading, but just to trust that you're being held, you're being guided, you're being protected. The universe is an all-loving universe, you know? The universe is not out here trying to play games with you, trying to deceive you, to lead you astray. It just asks you to stay present, to trust it, and to allow your blessings to come through. Because it looks like you're actively blocking your blessings out. And it's because you're so dead set on like a specific reality, a specific outcome. And Spirit is saying that this is a mistake. It's a mistake to be so attached to something and to want something so bad that you're like neglecting all of the misalignments, you know, all of the disagreeing. It's like you're arguing, you're being defensive. It's like you're forcing this. There we go. That's the word. You're forcing this. It's like you're trying to force this. And Spirit is like, no, you're not supposed to try to force things to happen. You have to surrender. You have to get yourself in a relaxed place, in a relaxed state. Trust that the universe has your back and that you will be led to something that is going to be very fulfilling and beautiful and warm. I just feel like you're filled with uneasiness, with unrest. There's like an internal battle happening inside of you. There's a lot of disruption happening inside of you. You're defending yourself or defending something that's being challenged. And all of this energy, it's like it's red flags, you know? It's not in alignment. So why are you trying to protect something that is so out of alignment? Take this as your sign, like, okay, it's not what's meant to be right now. Maybe I have to back off. And I just have to trust that Spirit knows best. Spirit can see something that I can't see. Let me surrender and try to see things from a different perspective, from a different point of view. Let me not try to force things, and let me be okay doing that. It's when you're able to relax, like be in this relaxed state, that you can then really hear the call, really hear the divine talking to you and guiding you and leading you. But as long as you're like trying to force something to happen, it's just not the way. Spirit is telling you to hang back, take a breath. You have missing information here. There are things that you need to be able to perceive more clearly from a higher perspective, be enlightened about, and be okay with being in this space of like pause, like this point of pause of like, well, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come of it. I don't know how it's all going to shake out, but I trust in the divine. I'm just going to take it one step at a time. This is how I'm going to live my life, just being very present, going with whatever inspiration I have in the moment, acting on that, and just trusting that it's leading me and guiding me in the right direction, because the universe loves me and the universe has my back. And this is the best course of action that you can do right now for yourself. It's literally going to lead you and guide you straight into your healing. And this is like how you're going to start seeing movement forward, is by surrendering, ironically enough, because, you know, I see that you thought that you had to like push and strive and force things to happen. And no, like the opposite is true for you, Aries, right now. The way things start moving forward and progressing and start picking up speed is, first you have to surrender. You kind of have to like put your hands up and accept that you don't have all of the information right now. There is a shift in perspective that needs to happen. You do have to pause right now. You have to hang back so that you can see something from a different perspective, from a higher perspective, and so that you can get enlightened about something. And from here, from this place, can you expect movement, signs, communication, blessings, opportunity, progress, healing, and just excitement, you know, excitement in life and what's next, and just staying curious. And most importantly, staying open and not expecting like worst case scenario to happen. Understanding that this approach is the one you're being called to take, and is the one that's going to merge you on your highest path, on your highest truth. Okay, Aries? So that was your message. I truly hope that served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that I can read for you again very soon. Take good care of yourself. And we are now going to be moving on to Taurus. So let's see, Taurus. Let's see what's coming up for you. The readings today were so long. That's okay. I'm here to give these messages. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm happy no matter how long it takes. One of the cards fell on the floor, and then I'm gonna see if I can get 2 more cards. I got 3 more cards for you. Okay. Okay, Taurus, so let's see what's coming up for you. So Taurus, it looks like you're going through some kind of a heartbreak right now. The feelings do look to be heavy. I feel like you might be stuck on something that happened to you that was very painful, that kind of like froze you a little bit. It kind of like kept you stuck and stagnant wherever you are, because you know, it's normal. You have to give yourself time to heal and to process before you can move forward, before you can move on. But I feel like Spirit is saying that you're keeping yourself in this state for longer than you need to, because I feel like right now, currently, like there are things that are happening for you, good things, but it's almost like you're not perceiving it to be a good thing, or maybe you're not even noticing it at all, because you are still so stuck like in this disappointment, this heartbreak. And I feel like it is obscuring your vision somehow, you carrying this pain with you everywhere you go, even though there are good things trying to come in for you. Spirit is saying that things do want to shift for you, things do want to change for you. The energy is shifting, is changing, but it's like you're still hanging on to the hurt, to the pain. And Spirit just wants to see you finally being able to overcome this, to know that you can overcome this adversity, to know that you can overcome this obstacle, and to know that you have what it takes to be able to do so. They want you to heal, to be able to like work this out, to take whatever it is that you needed to learn, to be able to integrate it, to make yourself better because of the experience, and to be able to move forward in your life confidently, and to be ready and willing to meet like what's next, your next phase, to be happy to move on, to move forward, to open yourself up to what's new, because it's like you haven't done that yet. And Spirit is saying, oh my God, Taurus, if you just did this, if you were just willing to do this work, to be disciplined, to be motivated, to heal, to move forward, you would see like the abundance and the happiness that is waiting for you just around the corner, that wants to come in for you. But it's like you're holding on so tight to what it is that happened to you, to the disappointment and the hurt that happened to you. And it's not your fault, you know. These things take time. But Spirit is pointing out to you that better times await. And as a matter of fact, it's right around the corner. And it's up to you to dedicate yourself and to commit yourself to the work that needs to be done in order for you to move on, you know, like move on with your life and be victorious over this phase, over what happened to you, to be able to come out on the other side better. They see you as so capable. They see you as having so many skills, being so strong. They're saying that you have what it takes right here, right now, to be able to move on from this. One of the ways that you can kind of start bringing about this change is to try to look at it from like a higher perspective, try to see the truth about the situation. What truth did you learn from this? How did this like expand your knowledge, your wisdom, your mind? And then just allow the winds of change to happen. Maybe you are like getting messages and, you know, life is happening to you and wants to happen to you. You're getting offers or opportunities, and it's almost like you're not taking them, or you don't want to take them because you don't want to accept whatever it is that happened. You know, you feel like you don't even want to progress. You don't want to move forward because you're so upset still by what it is that you're leaving behind. But Spirit wants you to know that what's ahead of you, what's in front of you, is so much better than what you're leaving behind. And they don't want you to be stuck and stagnant on this pain anymore. They want you to be able to work through it, to heal it, to resolve it, you know, within yourself, and to regulate yourself, and to get yourself in a better place emotionally so that you can kind of like welcome in this new reality for yourself, the next steps, you know, so that you can open the next door that there is for you to open. It's like one door closed, there's another door that's open, but you're like in that hallway and you're just not trying to walk through that open door just yet. And Spirit is trying to kind of like nudge you to walk through it, because they're saying, oh my gosh, if only you can see what's beyond that door, you're going to be so happy. But it's almost like you don't trust it, or you're not ready. You're still clinging to the past. You haven't healed. There's something here that like you're holding on to that you haven't accepted. And you do have to be strong to be able to move on from this. You do. And you have to have acceptance of whatever it is that happened. You have to be able to emotionally regulate yourself and like be okay inside. Get yourself to a place where you're okay. You're at peace with what happened. And this isn't easy. They're acknowledging that you do have to be very strong, but they're also acknowledging that you are strong and that you can do this. Like, they're really showing me that you have what it takes. You have the strength, the skills, the resources, the tenacity, the discipline, the courage, the dedication. Like, you have it all. You have everything you need to move forward, to progress, to overcome, to be victorious. It's just a matter of like choosing it, you know, just being able to lay something to rest and choosing to move ahead, to move forward with your life. So whatever it is that's coming up for you, because I think like you have like a decision here or something, an opportunity, something that came up that it's like, it's here right now, but something is holding you back, because you know if you take this opportunity or if you go this way that it's kind of like you're closing this door for good. You're locking this reality down for good, and there's something about it that you're not ready to let go of. But you are being encouraged to proceed, to move forward, to accept and to let go, to go towards your new beginning, and to trust yourself, to know that you have what it takes. I don't know if like you're afraid of the workload, or you're afraid that you're not going to be able to handle it. The Spirit is saying you're so much stronger than you think, and you are going to be able to handle it. And not only are you going to be able to handle it, but you're going to like, I think you're really going to enjoy yourself, and you're really going to be happy with the development and what's to come. You're so used to having to work hard, exhausting yourself. You think that everything is going to be hard work and a burden, but it doesn't have to be. You can change your perspective and just be more optimistic and just jump into this expecting the best, you know, instead of expecting the worst. You have to be able to trust and to just be able to jump in. I feel like your logical mind wants to step in and wants to like remind you of what it's going to take to be successful. But I don't know, I just feel like something about this situation is different, and you shouldn't be so hyper focused on all the things that could go wrong or how this is going to be something extremely difficult, but instead just be open and be curious and just trust that things can be different, can be enjoyable, can turn out good. I feel like you're triggered by something, or I don't know, it's like you're holding on to something it's keeping you unsure, uneasy, but it's because like maybe something that you've been through in the past that really hurt you, really triggered you, and so now this is something that you carry with you and you don't trust this energy. But Spirit is saying like you're allowed to trust it right now. And the reason why this is coming up for you is because you have to heal this. It's in your best interest to take a look at this and to heal this. Maybe like you didn't even know this was something that you were carrying, and now it's just becoming so like apparent, and now you're like, oh my goodness, like this is such like a big thing, right? Like in my life, like I didn't even know I was carrying this to the extent that I was, and that it was influencing me to the extent that it was. And now you're being called to face it, to heal it, to overcome it, to not let it influence you anymore. And if this is what's coming up for you right now in your life, it's because you're a match for it. You're able to meet this and slay this, you know, like overcome it, beat it. Don't let your hurt, your pain, your triggers of the past win. You can win. You can finally clear yourself of this through the situation that's coming up for you right now. So look at it as like the situation is going to make you stronger, is going to make you better, and it's going to make you more trusting, more fun, more curious, like more childlike, you know? And this is when you switch that energy, you change that energy up from like cautious and hurt and triggered to open, receptive, and optimistic. And this is really when you can open up your arms and just let those blessings fly in, let them pour in. Because it's in the air for you, Taurus. Like things want to change for you, things want to shift for you. Like another phase of life wants to open up for you. But you have to be a willing participant. Okay, Taurus? So those were your messages. I truly hope that served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I truly hope to see you around here again very soon. It's always a pleasure reading your cards. Take good care of yourselves. And that was Aquarius through Taurus. I'm going to end this video here. Stay tuned for the next set of signs, which will be Gemini through to Virgo. If you're interested in listening to those signs, I will see you as soon as it's ready. I'll try to include all of the links in the description box below so it can be easy to find. And okay, guys, that's all for today. So take good care of yourselves, and until next time, bye.